Hello. How many of you would give $1 to save a life? Great. Now, how many of you believe that you can change the world? Quite a few less. I'm going to show you in the next couple of minutes a way that every one of you can change the world for $1. The idea is called $1 for life. ODFL is simplicity in the extreme. We ask every student in America to give $1. Then we use that money to build schools in the developing world. The result is bigger students here and a better world out there. Here's the best part. If every high school student in America gives just $1, we can build more than 1,000 schools a year in the developing world. In the process, we'll create a bigger generation of people here at home. Bigger people, better world for $1. That is ODFL. Conceptually, it's very simple. It works like this. We give schools all the tools they need to run a successful fundraiser. They ask every student to give just $1. There's no coercion. It's in the choice. We've helped schools in California, Oregon, Colorado, Missouri, Ohio. Other states do ODFL fundraisers. Then we work with non-governmental organizations in the developing world to build the schools. The NGOs are nonprofits like the Red Cross or Amnesty International. It's really that simple. In our first year, these are some of the projects we completed, and I'm going to give you some details on them in just a minute. Just so you know, ODFL is a registered nonprofit corporation. The IRS calls it a 501c3. We've received foundation grants that cover our operating expenses. This means that every single dollar that a student gives goes into building a project in the developing world. The back office expenses are covered by the foundations. Anyway, let me show you some details on each of these projects. This is a school we built in Kenya. We started out with raising $9,000 from 5 high schools in California. We found an NGO who could build the school. The school they used to have is the one on the left. You can't quite read that sign on the door, but it says Deputy Principal's Office. That's the before. The after school is on the right-hand side. People came from 30 and more miles around. They thought this thing was the Taj Mahal. People were openly crying. And then when we realized what we had done, when 9,000 kids who gave $1 realized what it was, they were crying also. Anyway, that's the power of ODFL. While we were in Kenya, we went to an orphanage, and we saw they had beautiful gardens, but they had no protein. And we said, "What's your plan for the protein?" They said, "If we could get 2 milk cows, we could give every child a glass of milk every day." So we came back, and we asked Jordan Middle School in Palo Alto if they would do a fundraiser and help us buy 2 cows. We did. Those cows will produce milk for 8 years. So those kids from Jordan Middle School who gave $1 now have the satisfaction of knowing that they have provided protein for African kids every day for 8 years. Here's a school in Malawi. They had finished the school, they ran out of money and didn't have any money for desks. We asked Burlingame High School in Burlingame, California, if they would do a fundraiser to help us buy desks. They did. The kids gave $1, and we bought 74 desks for the first primary school they had ever had in that village. Remember the earthquake in China in the spring of 2008? We approached our Chinese students and said, "Would you help us contact other Chinese students?" and so we could do something to help them. They were very receptive. Within 2 weeks, we raised $3,000. We gave that to the China Red Cross to help rebuild some of the schools that were devastated. We did this through the Facebook campaign, and we hope to be able to expand that Facebook campaign all across the nation. Here's a picture of a school we built in Nepal. They had had no kind of school anywhere, actually within 120 square kilometers. They'd never had a school. They had 84 children going to school under a tree. We raised $10,000 from 7 high schools, and we built them a 3-room school there, the first school they've ever had. It was very exciting. The Nepal Minister of Education came to help commemorate the school. While we were in Kenya, we asked them what else they needed. They said if we could get bicycles, it would be really helpful. Some of the kids have to walk to school 2 hours each way, each day. So we did a bicycle donation. We asked students from Los Altos High School and Gunn High School if they would bring in used bikes. We also delivered 2,500 flyers to homes in the neighborhood. On April 5th, we collected 452 used bicycles. We sent them to Kenya and Botswana, and we helped them set up 6 bicycle repair shops in the high schools so the kids can learn a vocational skill, repairing the tires and the brakes and the cables and whatnot. We did this in partnership with Northern California Kiwanis. Here's a new school that's underway in Kenya right now. It's in a little town called Timau. This school is called the Ingenia Secondary School. It's the first high school they've ever had in the village, and we're raising the funds for it right now as you see this presentation. In a certain sense, the schools and the bicycles and the cows are really just a device for helping build a new mindset inside of American teenagers. We want them to feel connected to their world. We want them to feel compassionate toward other people. We want them to work cooperatively to address the world's problems, and we want them to have a sense of competence in doing this. This is what we mean by building bigger people. We say bigger people, better world. This is the American side, the bigger people part. The reason that so many efforts in the world to change the world fail is because they work on outside symptoms. Until we focus on the in here, the inside of us, and change that, nothing out there is actually going to change. On the other hand, if we cultivate this mindset, these values in the hearts of tens of millions of American teenagers, we will change the world. So what's next? Next year we'll build another school in Kenya, the one I just showed you, the Ingenia School in Timau. We're also working on schools in Indonesia, Nicaragua, and we will build the first high school that little village in Malawi has ever had. We're doing fundraisers in Arizona, Kansas, Oklahoma now. And I'd like each of you who's watching this to find a friend or find another teacher, somebody else who will sponsor an ODFL drive. We literally want every high school student in America, and middle school students as well, to give $1. And remember what I said in the beginning. If we can get every student to give $1, we can build more than 1,000 schools a year in the developing world. Between the in here and the out there, we will have a better world. Now, in the beginning, I asked you if you believe that you could change the world. ODFL is a very simple, very scalable way we can actually do that. Its power is that it doesn't take that much for anybody. But if we work together, without a doubt, we can do that. This is one of my favorite sayings. Even the greatest waterfall starts with a single drop of water. We're all drops. But we can make the greatest waterfall the world has ever known. I'd like to ask you to join us. The world needs you. You'll become a better person for it, and the world will become a better place. Thank you.